Imagine a world where the traditional classroom doesn't exist. Sounds dystopian, right? But this has been a reality for many students around the globe. Welcome to the era of educational disruptions, a sudden shift in how we teach and learn. This isn't a phenomenon that sprung up overnight, but a gradual shift that's been pushed into overdrive by factors like the COVID-19 pandemic. But it's not just health crises that are reshaping education. Economic disparities play a significant role too, creating a wide chasm between those who can access quality education and those who can't. And let's not forget the role of technology. As we become more digitally inclined, our classrooms are morphing into virtual spaces. All these factors are part of what we call educational disruptions, a term that encapsulates the challenges and changes in the realm of education. Now, let's delve into some real-life case studies to better understand the impact of these disruptions. The COVID-19 pandemic has been one of the most significant disruptions in education history. Suddenly, classrooms worldwide were emptied, and the familiar hum of school life was replaced with an eerie silence. This was not a holiday. It was a global shutdown, an unexpected pivot that threw more than 1.6 billion learners into a new reality. In the blink of an eye, education had to shift from traditional face-to-face learning to a digital space. And this transition was not a smooth one. Not everyone was ready. Not every student had access to a computer or a stable internet connection. Not every teacher was prepared to deliver lessons online, and not every parent was equipped to support their children's learning at home. In the midst of this turmoil, we saw disparities become more pronounced. Students from disadvantaged backgrounds fell further behind. The digital divide became a gaping chasm, separating those who could continue their education from those who could not. But let's not forget the teachers. They too faced immense challenges. They had to adapt to new teaching methods, often without adequate training or support. They had to juggle their own personal challenges while trying to keep their students engaged and learning. And then there were the parents. Many found themselves juggling work, home responsibilities, and their children's education. The lines between home and school blurred, adding to the stress and uncertainty. Yet, amidst the turmoil, there were also moments of resilience and innovation. Teachers turned to creative methods to engage their students. Parents became more involved in their children's learning, and students in many cases rose to the challenge, adapting to their new learning environments. The COVID-19 pandemic has forever altered the face of education, but it's not the only disruption we're facing. Economic disparities have always posed a significant challenge to accessing quality education. Let's take a moment to understand how these disparities influence the education landscape. Imagine two families, one living in an affluent neighborhood, the other in a low-income area. The children from both these families have the same potential, the same dreams, but do they have the same opportunities? In many cases, the answer is unfortunately no. The child from the low-income family may attend a school with fewer resources, outdated textbooks, and overcrowded classrooms. And it's not just about the school. At home, they might not have access to a quiet study space, let alone a personal computer or reliable internet for homework and research. Now let's consider the other child. They attend a well-funded school with state-of-the-art facilities. At home, they have their own room to study, a personal laptop, and a stable internet connection. They have access to private tutors and extracurricular activities that further enhance their learning. The difference in these experiences illustrates the impact of economic disparities on education. The child from the low-income family faces a host of challenges that their affluent peer does not. This is not because of a lack of talent or ambition, but because of circumstances beyond their control. This issue extends beyond individual families. In many countries, schools in low-income neighborhoods receive less funding than those in wealthier areas. This means fewer resources, less qualified teachers, and ultimately a lower quality of education. Such disparities can have long-term effects on students' learning outcomes and future prospects. The child from the low-income family may struggle to keep up with their peers, not because they aren't capable, but because they lack the resources to do so. This is the reality for many children and young adults around the world. economic disparities put them at a disadvantage, creating a wide education gap that is difficult to bridge. Economic disparities have created a wide education gap. However, there's another factor that's redefining education as we know it. Technological advancements are disrupting education in unprecedented ways. In the realm of academics, technology has emerged as an invaluable tool for learning. It's reshaping how information is accessed, consumed, and shared, enabling students to learn at their own pace and teachers to provide more individualized instruction. Yet this digital revolution is not without its hurdles. The digital divide, a gap between those who have access to technology and those who do not, is a poignant issue. Students in under-resourced communities often lack access to the devices and reliable internet needed for online learning, putting them at a disadvantage. Additionally, integrating technology into education isn't always seamless. Teachers may struggle with learning new technologies, while students may be distracted by the very devices meant to aid their learning. In conclusion, while technology holds immense potential to revolutionize education, it also presents its own set of challenges. It's a double-edged sword that we must wield with care and consideration. Educational disruptions pose significant challenges, but they also present opportunities for change. Indeed, as we've seen, the COVID-19 pandemic, economic disparities, and rapid technological advancements have each in their own way disrupted the traditional education system. They have threatened access to quality education, but they've also sparked innovation and resilience. In the face of these disruptions, we've witnessed educators, policymakers, and communities come together to adapt and respond. We've seen the rise of remote learning, the push for equitable resource distribution, and the drive to incorporate technology in meaningful ways. These adaptive strategies and policies are crucial to mitigating the impact of such disruptions. Yet, the work is far from over. As we move forward, we must continue to innovate, adapt, and strive for a system that not only withstands disruptions, but also thrives amidst them. As we navigate these disruptions, the goal remains the same: to provide every child with the opportunity to learn and grow in a changing world.